You got to breathe and think through it first. Don't react, think, and then respond. That's what's most important. Because there's no if you react negatively, it's just going to make them mad too, and neither one's getting anywhere. And being mad is one thing. Well, that's another. But you just have to think and put yourself in their shoes. Don't take it as personal. It's just business. Yes, I know it feels bad sometimes, but you got to overcome that. It's a business. You're a business owner. You're a CEO. Let's treat it like that and go on. I hate these stories, but I had a contractor and he ghosted me. He was having some trouble and he's a damn good contractor as far as work goes. He's just having some troubles managing his business. And was I hurt? Yeah. I still am hurt a little bit because I thought I was treating him better than some of the other guys. And my ego got played on because I thought, well, he's not going to treat me that way because I treat him right. And they were right. And I'll take that hit. Um, he just quit calling. I even offered to help him on some troubles and use my stuff. Just help him get there. I said, the point was that if you got the job done, I'm going to pay him. If it was money, it was the issue. I don't know what his issue was other than he quit calling. I had to let him go. Does he know I let him go? No, because he won't answer the phone calls. He won't call me back. Text, messages. Actually, last year, I got so frustrated, I got up and went to his house. And I realized, I'm not going to do that again. There's no need to. But it's not about me. And I can't let it be about me. And you can't let it be about you. You have to step up. You got to make decisions. I let this decision go 2 weeks too long, probably, in my own mind. Now, I should have pulled the trigger 2 weeks ago. Or not now, but at the time, I should have pulled it 2 weeks earlier. And they already started the job, but it was holding up other guys, other contractors. That's not fair to the contractors that are part of your group. It's not fair to the employees, whoever it is. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to the home owners who you're doing the job for. So I called the homeowners, told them they were going to have a different plumber, and they appreciated that. I told them I'm not going to get into it. The point was that I made a decision to use a different plumber. We can't wait any longer for him to show up to your job. We have other stuff to be done after they're done, and I don't want to fall out of schedule with the other guys. So that being said, they appreciated that. Does it still hurt? Sure, but I'll be cordial to him, and I'm not going to disown him. I'm not going to use him again. It's not good. I found another person I can trust, or I believe I can trust. And as long as that person treats me right, they're going to get my business. And our business is together. I thought we were together as a team working for the end homeowner. So what happens when you get frustrated like that? What do you have to do? You got to separate your feelings from the facts. And you know what you know, and you assume some things. And you almost have to because nobody else is communicating with you in this case. I have no idea. Is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? But you have to separate the business side from the friend side. Sometimes that's hard. And I hope that all my people that work with me want to be my friend. But if they're not, that's okay. We're doing a business together and a job. As long as we have the same common goal at the end of the day, that's all that really matters when it comes to business. What else do you do? Talk about that you just have to breathe. What's that mean? Just breathe. Means that you have to step back from it and think about, okay, there's no reason to react. Oh, did I want to call somebody and chew their ass? You damn right. Did I want to holler, scream, and all that good stuff? Sure. Make you feel better. Well, don't do that. And I didn't. Um, Sometimes I go for a little walk. I'll walk plumb around the house. I probably got a path around my house many times I walked. There's probably two paths because me and Thor are walking around the house together. But you gotta breathe and think through it first. Don't react, think, and then respond. That's what's most important. Because there's no if you react negatively, it's just going to make them mad too. And neither one's getting anywhere. And being mad is one thing. Well, that's another. But you just have to think and put yourself in their shoes. Because what I've found is not everybody thinks like us. They think differently. They have a different perspective. So when I say breathe, just think about those things before you jump into action. You got to lead with logic and not ego. My ego says, why did you do what you did? I wouldn't act that way. But you got to think logically. What causes them to think the way they do? They think they might be doing the right thing. Now, in my example story, he at least could have called me back. Communication is key. I don't care what level you're at. You got to communicate. And even in my second example of breathing, you still have to respond at some point. You can't just breathe and think it's going to go away. But you are calming yourself down to respond and think logically. Get that ego out of the mind. Um, I have to do this sometimes all the time where I think somebody will say something smart back to me. And I got these little things on my tongue called bite marks. And everybody's got their own name on it. And those scars on your tongue, they're there for a reason because you're holding that ego back. Sometimes you got to bite down real hard. But that's important because at the end of the day, you need your people to look up to you and know that you don't respond just off the cuff. That you have logic behind you, you have wisdom, and those bite marks on your tongue with scars. That's wisdom right there. And so I feel probably I'm rubbing my tongue right now against my teeth, feeling those little lumps. But don't forget, it's personal pride. It's your business, I know, but they're part of your business too. You're just a leader. You're that CEO, and you want to teach them in a way that they become the leaders later. That way, you can be that CEO and do other things that we talk about in Hard Hat CEO. This is one of my favorite ones. Next is decompress with people. What's that mean? Vent. You can't hold it in. It's very bad for you. I've got a scar right here. I don't know, 6 inches long, where they went in and they worked on my heart. I'm proof that you can't hold stuff in. You got to let it out. Find somebody you can trust to let it out with, whether it be your spouse, whether it be a friend, um, your right hand person. But you got to trust that person that they're not just going to go out and spew. All you're doing is you're venting. You know that you've just got to get it out to somebody. This happened a couple weeks ago. Somebody come to me. I was at church, and they were relieving themselves of frustration. They said, "I'm sorry, man. There's nobody else I feel I can talk to." That's okay. And I'm going to invite you later if you want to. You can join me and vent to me if you need to. We can talk about that. How we can make your business better. It's not a weakness. It's a it's smart processing what you're thinking. And then sometimes in that venting, even I've done this, you see the other person's point of view because you let that ego out and the ego pressure's gone and you're thinking more clearly. When you're venting or to whoever you talk to or have discussion with, you're going to get some feedback. Don't get bent out of shape if the feedback's negative. Use that as fuel to move you forward and be able to change the things that you need to change because not always is it the other person. Sometimes it's you. We talk about looking in the mirror and what you look in the mirror reflects back on you. So sometimes what happens is that you're doing it. Not always, but can happen. Can happen. Did I do something to my plumber example and cause him not to want to work with me? I don't believe so, but it's possible. Um, who knows? We were talking all of a sudden one day, working through his problem, and he just quit returning calls. He told me one thing and never followed through. But in this case, it's feedback to yourself. And sometimes you got to use that, turn that negative, what they talk about, taking the lemons and making lemonade out of it. That's what you're going to do. You're going to take that feedback. How can you act differently next time to be a better CEO, be a better leader, and be a better example? I want you to imagine in the future that you are making decisions and not reacting. You got that whiplash effect when you triggered and you triggered, and all of a sudden the first thing you come to is yelling and screaming, and yell and scream in your head. If it's the first time you've been doing this, pretend that you fake it till you make it. They talk about, meaning that I had a salesman. I was trained a long time ago, and it said, "Fake it till you make it." And I want you to fake to be a great leader if you can't be one off the top of your head, because in your mind you know how a great leader would act, and once you control your emotions and act like that. If you have a problem with this and you need to talk more, there's a link. Free 30-minute consultation. We'll talk about ways to become a better leader, the things that may be struggling with in your business. And as always, also in the notes, if you'd like the daily help, join our Facebook group, Hard Hat the CEO. It's been a pleasure with you all today, and we'll see you again next week.